Listen, homie, I ain't trying to be offensive or nothing. But, you know, it's amazing how if I don't start my video off by telling y'all to keep watching the waters and hit the buttons, don't nobody hit the button. See, it's my understanding that you know that I know that you know that we know that I need you to hit the button. So I shouldn't have to say, bro, hit the button. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you riding in a car with your homie and you see the police up there and he's speeding, you just gonna let him get the ticket? You ain't gonna be like, dog, you messing around on the phone, homie. Hold on, bro. The police right there, slow down. I feel like that's how y'all doing me, man. Yeah. The police trying to get me, dog, and y'all won't even help me. Help me help you. Help me help you, dog. Hit the button. Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go. Streets. Yeah. It is real out here in these DC streets. Donald J. Trump is on a rampage. Do you think Orange Man was bad before? Orange Man is going ham. And I'm going to say this to you. I don't blame Orange Man at all. Let's start with this news conference. Many of you guys would have saw this last night, but we're just going to start with this and we're going to work our way down. Watch this.
That you can have that kind of fraud. You're talking about are you talking about what? Wait. Which are you talking? You're talking about with regard to all of the investigations that are going on about this stupidity. What we're going to do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm going to read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to. And if you tell me that we should be giving money to those things, those entities, I think you'll probably have to leave as a reporter because you're not very talented. When you look at the kind of money, billions and billions of dollars being thrown away illegally, and there's no chance. I mean, I say it in front of our Attorney General, there's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form. And that's only one form of corruption. The biggest thing is what they do to our country. They're taking massive amounts of money and spending it on items. I went through a list of 200 expenditures that were made, and I found 3 that looked like they were reasonable. Okay, 3. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff. And I want to commend Elon because he's done a fantastic. He doesn't need this. You know, he's abused by you people every day. He's found more things than anybody could find. I think he's got the credibility to do it. I know he does. And it's his group of people. You know, they started off with 12. I call them 12 geniuses. They started off with 12, and they went to 20 and 25, and now they're up to almost 100. People are joining to help them because there's a massive fraud that's taken place.
Let me say something to you.
That you
The deep state is in such a panic, and the politicians are in such a panic that, I mean, you could visibly see it on them. Watch this. Let's look at Maxine Waters. Watch this. Maxine Waters. Listen to what Maxine Waters said. Now, by the time this comes out, you guys have already seen this video. But listen to Maxine Waters. I want you to listen to what this lady says.
Of our privacy is people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't know what all they have on us.
Guys, we don't know what all they have on us. So you remember how people talk about their democracy? See, now their democracy is really being defined. Remember, they kept on saying Donald Trump he's against our democracy. Yeah, their democracy is their ability to steal your moolah, baby. And now you see it. So now not our democracy, their democracy is under assault. And you see them losing their ever-loving minds all over the place. Now, to anybody black watching this, I want to show you something. I want you to think about something. I want you to see how you used as a tool. And it's a hard wake-up call for somebody who's been a black Democrat their whole life. But if you just so happen to be, listen to me right now, there's hope for you. I mean, I'm telling you, there's hope for you. You're going to be all right. But why in Sam hell did the Democrats launch a bill to try and get reparations for black people right now? You want to know why they did it? They launched the bill to get reparations for black folks right now because they know that they need to get you up in arms. So they can say, well, Donald Trump is cutting off the bill for reparations. So they can get you angry. Again, I told y'all the other day they use you as a shield. This is them, this is you. Huh. Yeah, it's black too. It's appropriate. This you. Ooh. Put that shield up there. Put that shield up there. And they doing it real time. Watch this. Democrats. Reparations bill. Five hours ago. Let me see if I can find something that's you. This is going to be a little bit better. And here this thing is. Now, first of all, I don't know what made y'all think that these things should represent us. And I'm very happy that this is coming to an end. To all my beautiful black women out there, I love y'all. I think y'all amazing. But see, this gaggle of bald-headed witches with caterpillar eyelashes and big alien heads, they don't represent you and they don't represent me. I don't know no black woman walking around looking like this. I've never met a black woman that walked around looking like this. You don't know a black woman walking around looking like this. You might know somebody, one of your aunties might look like the one on the left right there with the red on. That one on the right with the pink on, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, love, how you doing? I don't know. But that one in the middle, you don't know nobody look like that. You don't know nobody.
We can legislate justice.
Amen.
We can legislate healing. Yes. And we're certainly long overdue. And for those that would say we need to just get over it, that's interesting. When as a nation you are benefiting right now from an economy that was built on the brutalized backs and the indignities and the horrors of chattel slavery and our African ancestors.
That's crazy. So let me get this straight. Let me make sure I got this straight. These people go from giving money to illegal aliens, illegals, not legal citizens, but illegals, and defending illegals. And now they made a pivot back to defending the blacks. Don't y'all think they should have took a little bit more time? But I'm going to tell you what happened. They need their shield back. They need to get behind their shield. Things is falling apart. I need my black shield. I need the black people to come out and protect me. But these the same people that was full on for illegal immigration. It's amazing. The hypocrisy is utterly amazing. Let me see what this one got to say.
No, our government.
Now, at least she got a 90s hairdo with the bangs. You know what I'm saying? With the bangs. You know, she got the little bangs trying to cover the eye, like left eye. Let me see what she got to say.
Our government, no matter who is in power, has an obligation to right these wrongs, to provide reparations for descendants of enslaved Africans, to eliminate the racial wealth gap, to uplift the black community. White supremacy is rampant in this country. Just look at the current administration and our own.
Bruh, these people just spent 4 damn years defending illegals. 4 whole years. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, it was more than that. But for sure, it was 4 years defending illegals. And they got the nerve to lay up here and swing back around and say, yeah, we want reparations for black people. Boy, this got to be the biggest hustle. This got to be them saying, This got to be one of them conversations where They done seen all the money that's been going to offshore accounts, and they like, nah, we need to get us some money. We don't have enough money to defend ourselves. We need to get some of this reparation money. We need this reparation so we can steal this money and do something, because this don't make no sense. How can you sit up there? It's unfathomable. I mean, think about it. I'm perplexed.
Legislative body. They have contributed to the social and economic harms, to racial terror Black folks have experienced in this country. Now, more than ever,
you witches just terrified your own people for 4 years.
Must acknowledge and repair those harms.
This is crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy that they would say that, guys. Bruh. And I'm so sick of things like this representing us, Miss Potato Head. Who voted for that thing? I mean, who voted for that thing? She threw me off. Oh my goodness, she threw me off. Okay, let's get refocused. Now, next thing that happened, just so you'll understand. So Letitia James been out here playing games. See, Letitia, turn that radio down, girl. Don't you hear thunder and lightning out there, Tisha? Tisha been playing games, and Tisha should have listened to Grandma, like on the Outkast album. Grandma, I'm scared. Don't worry, darling. It's just the Lord doing His work. Tisha, don't worry, Tisha. It's just the Lord doing His work, like they said on the Outkast album. It's just the Lord doing His work. That's what we say in Stankonia. It's just the Lord doing His work. Thank you for doing your work, Lord. Tisha been playing legal games. Yeah. Kathy Hochul been playing legal games. And this whole time, they been like, oh yeah, we the boss. And now here come Shorty, the blondie Bondy. That's what I had to call her, little blondie Bondy. And she come out stumping, high heels, and she said, I'm stepping on your neck. She said, no. Are you getting sued? Now, everybody will say, well, DW, I'm ready for people to go to jail. Yeah, we getting there. You see, the problem is we follow the law. Now, just keep it real. We follows the rule of law. Now, if we was to act like the Democrats, we just go round them all up and put them in jail and do what we want to do, and not what we following the rule of law. This is your first step to them, to Tisha going to prison. Yeah, because see, the way I see it is this whole sanctuary city crap that they're doing, it's going to go into the lawfare, and then it's going to get to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court going to have to say, no, ain't no such thing as a sanctuary city. And then hopefully the Supreme Court got enough kahunas. Elon got the big bowls. Hopefully the Supreme Court got the big bowls that'll go ahead and say, listen, this ain't going to work. You can't do none of this. And then she could say, all right, now y'all got 30 days to undo what you've been doing. If they play, they mess around, go on arrest them. So she lining them up. Pam is lining them up. Blondie Bondy.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder.
Blondie Bondy.
Who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens.
That's the thing that just got me about all the colored women that was just standing up there. They did the same thing. Have y'all noticed how it's the colored women that's doing this? The majority of them is women. Now think about it, right? We had the dude out of D.C., not from D.C., from Detroit. He crazy. Something wrong with that boy. You can look in that boy's eyes and say he on the spectrum. Then we had the guy from New York, and then we had the girl from San Francisco, and then we had them that gaggle of witches that was up there just a few minutes ago. Yeah, all of them. All of them just selling out their own people. You know what I'm saying? Crabs in a bucket. Except for they the king crab. They at the top of the bucket, got their arms spread like this. You try and get out the bucket, they hit you. Pow! Get back in that bucket, Negro. 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 Pow! 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 Get back in that bucket. Get back in that bucket. Get back in that bucket. All right, let's go back to Blondie. Bondi.
It stops today. We're here today because
it's going down out here in these streets, and I'm interested in seeing how the news media is reacting to Pam Bondi announcing that she gonna press charges. Hold on, watch this. Yeah. This about to be awesome. I need to go to the YouTube. Just bear with me. It's not a highly produced show. I'll do some editing later, but right now I got to see. Give me a search it now. Search it. That's it. So that's why they are keeping stuff out of the news. That's okay. That's why we are the news. All right. That's all right. I just wanted to show you guys that. And matter of fact, let's just move on to the next thing. It's not the end of the world. I'll move on to the next thing. Tulsi Gabbard. Girl. I like Tulsi. I really do like me some Tulsi. I feel like Tulsi is a head buster, wig splitter. She was sworn in, but I want to, there we go. I want to see what Tulsi got to say.
Mr. President, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the trust that you have placed in me to fulfill this critical position.
Well, now let me go here. This is what I think is sexy about Tulsi right here. Forgive me. Let me look at Tulsi being sexy. No, I'm not going to play the music. Don't be sexy, Tulsi, and shoot things and blow things up. Go ahead, Tulsi. Don't be the sexiest thing on the planet. Shoot things. Do things, Tulsi. Shoot things, Tulsi. Do it. Do it, girl. All right, that's enough. Let's get back to
as Director of National Intelligence at any time, but specifically during this time. Unfortunately, the American people have very little trust in the intelligence community, largely because they've seen the weaponization and politicization of an entity that is supposed to be purely focused on ensuring our national security. So I look forward to being able to help fulfill that mandate that the American people delivered to you very clearly in this election, to refocus our intelligence community by empowering the great patriots who have chosen to serve our country in this way, and focus on ensuring the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. As you've said, Mr. President, this is what I've dedicated my life to, and it is truly humbling to be in this position, to serve in your administration, help to rebuild that trust, and ultimately to keep the American people safe. Last thing I'll mention, that in your National Prayer Breakfast speech, you made a statement about your legacy of wanting to be remembered as a peacemaker. I know that I can speak for many of my fellow service members who are here today, veterans, Medal of Honor recipients, how deeply that resonates with us. For those who volunteer to put their lives on the line when duty calls, but to have a President and Commander-in-Chief who recognizes the cost of that sacrifice and ensuring that war is the last resort, not the first. So thank you for your leadership on behalf of my friends here and all who wear the uniform. We're grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Now, let me say this so you'll understand it. You see, Tulsi finna go up in there and finna crack heads. You know what I'm saying? She finna go crack heads. And let's just talk about some of the things she said.
Here are the undeniable facts. There are 25 to 30 U.S.-funded biolabs in Ukraine. According to the U.S. government, these biolabs are conducting research on dangerous pathogens. Ukraine is in an active war zone with widespread bombing, artillery, and shelling, and these facilities, even in the best of circumstances, could easily be compromised and release these deadly pathogens. Now, like COVID, these pathogens know no borders. If they are inadvertently or purposely breached or compromised, they will quickly spread all throughout Europe, the United States, and the rest of the world, causing untold suffering and death.
Now I want you to know what you're getting, because see, most people don't know what they're getting when they get Tulsi. So let's just, we just got Tulsi. Let's just see what we getting. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you just went to the gun store. You just got a new gun. Got a Kayak pistol. We need to see how this thing pop off. But we already got indications on how Tulsi finna pop off. She made it clear how she was popping off. I want you to understand, Tulsi made it clear.
So in order to protect the American people, the people of Europe, the people around the world, these labs need to be shut down immediately, and the pathogens that they hold need to be destroyed.
Ooh, Bill Gates ain't gonna like that.
Instead of trying to cover this up, the Biden-Harris administration needs to work with Russia, Ukraine, NATO, the UN to immediately implement a ceasefire for all military action in the vicinity of these labs until they're secured and these pathogens are destroyed.
All right, so Tulsi gonna do that. Here we go. Tulsi.
Chuck Schumer admitted a few years ago, quote, "You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you." For too long, faulty...
Now, let's be clear. Tulsi is the director of national intelligence. But I'm going to let y'all listen to Tulsi while I give me some water.
Inadequate or weaponized intelligence have led to costly failures and the undermining of our national security and God-given freedoms enshrined in the Constitution. The most obvious example of one of these failures is our invasion of Iraq based upon a total fabrication or complete failure of intelligence. This disastrous decision led to the deaths of tens of thousands of American soldiers, millions of people in the Middle East, mass migration, destabilization, and undermining of the security and stability of our European allies, the rise of ISIS, strengthening of al-Qaeda and other Islamist jihadist groups, and strengthening Iran. Here are just a few other examples. The American people elected Donald Trump as their president not once but twice. And yet the FBI and intelligence agencies were politicized by his opponents to undermine his presidency and falsely portray him as a puppet of Putin. Title I of FISA was used illegally to obtain a warrant to spy on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, using a Clinton campaign-funded false dossier as their so-called evidence. Biden campaign advisor Tony Blinken was the impetus for the 51 former senior intelligence officials' letter dismissing Hunter Biden's laptop as disinformation specifically to help Biden win the election. Former DNI James Clapper lied to this committee in 2013, denying the existence of programs that facilitated the mass collection of millions of Americans' phone and internet records, yet was never held accountable. Under John Brennan's leadership, the CIA abused its power to spy on Congress, to dodge oversight, lied about doing it until he was caught, and yet has never been held responsible. Under Biden, the FBI abused its power for political reasons to try to surveil Catholics who attend traditional Latin Mass, labeling them as quote-unquote radical traditionalist Catholics. Personally, just 24 hours after I criticized Kamala Harris and her nomination, I was placed on a secret domestic terror watch list called Quiet Skies. Sadly, there are more examples. The bottom line is this must end.
Tell the bottom line, girl.
President Trump's re-election is a clear mandate from the American people to break this cycle of failure, end the weaponization and politicization of the intelligence community.
Break that cycle,
and
girl.
Begin to restore trust in those who've been charged with the critical task of securing our nation.
I trust you, Tulsi.
If confirmed as DNI, I will do my very best to fulfill this mandate and bring leadership to the intelligence community with a laser-like focus on our essential mission, ensuring the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. As the President's principal intelligence advisor, I'll begin by leading by example, checking my own personal views at the door, and committing to delivering intelligence that is collected, analyzed, and reported without bias, prejudice, or political influence.
This is why there's a panic in D.C. You got to understand, these people are under assault. You got Elon. Let me go find Elon. You got Elon. Let me do my Elon impression, because I love doing the Elon impression. Donald Trump was like, Elon, do you want to say a few words about what Doge is doing? And so Elon is going to do, like, he's going to stand up there, he's going to go like this. He's going to say, the circumstances under which we find ourselves in the nature of the corruption, in the wasteful spending. You know, Elon is 1,000. He done finished this conversation before the words came out of his mouth. This is why he talked this way. And he just skips forward. It's like his brain is saying none of the stuff I'm saying matters. Let me get to the important stuff. We found some spending that quite frankly we haven't been able to comprehend. There's people without salaries that don't equate to their net worths, and what we found is that there's a significant number of people whose salaries, for example, $177,000 a year salary, but they have a $403 billion net worth, or they could be good investors, and if they are investors, we should take their investment advice. But it just logically, it doesn't make sense. But there are other people who have a $210,000 salary and they have a net worth of over $13.5 million. Man, Elon is a genius. And let's go see what Elon is doing. And the reason why I'm saying this is, you got to understand, the Democrats in the deep state are under assault, man. That's crazy.
It seems like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FKX, we would have to, if you
I want to say this, and I won't say this, and I want you to understand this. The simple fact that we see children in the Oval Office again of the United States of America, little X running around, Elon's son running around, Trump's grandchildren running around, is a beautiful thing. America had moved so far away from children to where it's like all the children were stuffed in corners and pretty much put in cages, literally, to the point to where children were a bad thing. Children were like being isolated from culture. Parents were being, women who had more than 2 kids were being treated as if they committed a crime. Ladies and gentlemen, children are a blessing from the Lord. And it's a beautiful thing to see this little boy right here in the Oval Office. Let me turn Elon down a little bit because he real loud in my ear. It's a beautiful thing to see that little boy.
Gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy.
Now, Elon is saying things that are just common sense, but nonetheless, the point I'm making is this. These Democrats ain't never seen nothing like this. Remember, I told you, let's just go beyond Democrat, because there's Republicans there as well. The deep state has never seen anything like this. The deep state is that bully who started off. No, they're not even a bully. The deep state is the great-grandson of the original bully. The original bully was a dog. He was a head buster, wig splitter. But these are the weak grandchildren right here. It's just nobody stood up to him. Everybody was afraid of him. And so now that one person's standing up, you got 2 people standing up. And it's just been these 2 guys so far. Just him and Trump giving them hell, right? And then we just got Pam Bondi. And so now Pam Bondi is busting them in the head. Now, you got Shorty in there. You got Tulsi Gabbard, but she about to bust him in the head. I just can't wait till old Cash Patel get in. Till the Cash Money is in the building. Cash Money Records. Yay. I'm talking Big Guns Ziggly Wiggly. That's who I'm going to start calling Cash Patel. Big Guns Ziggly Wiggly. When Cash Patel get in the building is when you finna see some ruckus. But in the meantime, we got all the entertainment we need alone. Watch this. Watch this. I saw this earlier. Look at the EPA guy got to say. This is insane. This was crazy. It's craziness that we've been dealing with this whole time. And ain't nobody want to talk about it. Listen to this.
Hi, this is EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. One of my very top priorities
Hi, Lee.
at EPA is to be an excellent steward of your hard-earned tax dollars. There will be zero tolerance of any waste and abuse. An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic, rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars, and tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it. Following this revelation, during my meetings with members of Congress, I made a very important commitment to them and to the American people, which I reiterated at my confirmation hearing that if confirmed, I would immediately get a full accounting. Fortunately, my awesome team at EPA has found the gold bars. Shockingly, roughly 20 billion of your tax dollars were parked at an outside financial institution by the Biden EPA. This scheme was the first of its kind in EPA history, and it was purposefully designed to obligate all of the money in a rush job with reduced oversight. Even further, this pot of $20 billion was awarded to just 8 entities that were then responsible for doling out your money to NGOs and others at their discretion with far less transparency. Just under $7 billion was sent to one entity called the Climate United Fund. I'm sure you and I now have some of the same questions. How do these organizations decide how to allocate funding? How much money have they given out so far and to whom? Are there any former Biden EPA staffers who are now working at these entities? Let me make one thing abundantly clear. At this point, there is zero reason to suspect any wrongdoing by the bank. Here's my position as EPA administrator. The financial agent agreement with the bank needs to be instantly terminated, and the bank must immediately return all of the gold bars that the Biden administration tossed off the Titanic. EPA needs to reassume responsibility for all of these funds. We will review every penny that has gone out the door. I will be referring this matter to the Inspector General's office and will work with the Justice Department as well. The days of irresponsibly shoveling boatloads of cash to far-left activist groups in the name of environmental justice and climate equity are over. The American public deserves a more transparent and accountable government than what transpired these past 4 years. We take our obligations under the law as seriously as it gets. I've directed my team to find your gold bars.
Hold on, dog. Hold on. I got to see what kind of peoples get that kind of money. 7 billion, Climate United. I got to see who gets that. Don't y'all want to know who get that kind of moolah? Young moolah, baby. About Climate United, led by a partnership between Culvert Impact Community Preservation Corporation and Self-Help. Oh, hell. Boy. Led by a partnership. Boy, this is a colored boy. Oh, my Lord. Negro, please. I know I just didn't see what I... CEO... opportunity to find that. Oh, I'm about to say, boy, you about to go to jail. Man, unfortunately, there's only one dude that's got his name on here. Everybody else got, she looked like somebody off a movie. Dang, dog, you the only one with your name on here, dog. You don't know what your name on here, Chris Caines. Man, I cut the the video went off on its own while I was trying to find who's with this Climate United. And I found one guy, and in the middle of trying to go through their /team, all of them just went 404. Like real live time, they went 404. I'm going to show it to you. They all went 404. Like, just like that. 404, which is wild. That means a lot of people ran to this website. And a lot of people have been hammering this website trying to see who got this money, dog. Yeah, DC really panicking. Yeah. I'm putting it up here. DC really panicking, man. I'm gonna see y'all on the next video in a couple of hours. DC really panicking, dog.